Our next guest is a very funny comedian whose stand-up special, Good Clean Filth, is streaming now on HBO Max. Let's take a look.
I found the best way to discourage something in bed that you're not into is to try to get them to not be into it on their own, you know? Try to ruin it for them. So I gave in at first. It was hard, but I was like, oh yeah, does daddy like that? What about this? Does daddy like this? And by the end of it, I was just like, da, 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 da.
Please welcome back to the show, Nikki Glazer, everybody.
So good, Seth Meyers.
You look wonderful,
Thank
as
you.
always.
I forgot a bra.
Oh, well.
Sometimes happens.
Sometimes that's how it goes.
You know what I realized?
What's that?
I look like you.
Oh.
I have makeup on, but that's really the only difference between our faces.
Yeah.
We have the same face. And I am flattered that I look like you. I'm complimenting myself, and I'm not insulting you.
Well, I've always found you very attractive, so this makes sense now.
Like a true narcissist, exactly. Like, yes. No, I realize, though, that most women's faces without makeup just do look, you can pretty much pair them with a guy because guys are just, we have the same faces. For instance, if I was to ask the audience to, like, draw a picture of a smiley face, and I go, now make it a woman, what would you do? You wouldn't, like scribble a vagina. Like, no one even knows how to draw one of those.
Yeah.
You wouldn't, like, make it holding less money. You would just add eyelashes. It's what sets women and men apart is makeup, so thank God for it. But do you know who we look like? And I was hurt by.
This is late breaking news. You brought a photo.
I just came up with it backstage because I go, oh my God, because someone told me I look like this duo, but now I go, I got a partner, and now we look like this duo. We look like the Nelson brothers from Nelson. Get up here with me.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah,
I mean, look at this. Look at that.
There we go.
It's spooky, and I like it.
Yeah,
so
I like
thanks
it
for
too.
sharing it with me.
I
But
mean,
it's
I've
like
always been a fan of theirs too. This is all coming together.
Do you ever like? Have you ever put on makeup? Have you ever like? Sometimes I see a guy's face and I'm like, I just want to get a little eyeliner in there.
I mean, I remember I played one of the cast members in a Desperate Housewives sketch in SNL back in the day. I look great. Yeah,
you would. It's amazing what it does. It's I spray tan my body constantly to like my regular pallor is probably like a Uncle Fester-ish color. And I'm when people recognize me without makeup, I honestly get offended. I go, you think I look like this? Because I spray paint my body. I use Sally Hansen leg spray. This is all painted on. It's all my shower's gonna look like the water in Flint, Michigan when I bathe later. That is not an insult, it's a problem. Let's fix it.
It is. Let's fix it.
Yeah, that's still happening. It's a nice reminder of it in that joke that I made fun of them.
So we were talking backstage. You moved back to your hometown.
Of St. Louis.
Of St. Louis at the beginning of the pandemic.
Yes.
And then it took.
I was scared because the world was shutting down and I didn't have comedy clubs and podcasts to fill my life with.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I need to go to mommy and daddy. And so I went back to St. Louis for what I thought would be like 2 weeks, like we all did, like until this blows over. And then I lived there for 10 months with my parents in their house at the age of 35. I eventually had to move out because it was getting embarrassing to have people ask me where I was living, and I'd say I live with my parents, and they'd be like, why? And so I got rid of that therapist. And I was like, I don't really want to talk about that anymore. Can we talk about why I'm so talented? Like, I loved when we focused on that. But I eventually moved out, and then I got an apartment, and I lived there, and I had a reality show based on me living there.
And St. Louis appreciates it. They had Nikki Glazer Day, April 28th.
Yes, I think it was just a one-time thing.
You don't think it's gonna be every April 28th?
Oh, I would love it so much.
Yeah.
But it was Nikki Glazer Day. As a comedian, I obviously love attention, but this just felt like I came up with it, so it felt so embarrassing. It really was the network that my reality show, Welcome Home, Nikki Glazer, still streaming on Peacock, was on. Like, it was. They bought Nikki Glazer Day. You can buy a day in the city, and they give me a proclamation from the mayor. They give me key to the city.
Wow, double key.
Double key.
Double key guest day.
I know. You're getting them all.
And you threw out a first pitch.
Yes, I
at a Cardinals game.
Yeah, so I was at the Busch Stadium. Threw out the first pitch, which I did not want to do because I'm not athletic at all. I got first voted off Dancing with the Stars. It's like it's traumatic for me.
Yeah.
But I accepted because it's like my boyfriend and it's all my best guy friends make a wish to do this. So they're like, you gotta do it. So I did it, and I did not do as well as I wanted. I will not watch the footage. I don't know how it went. People keep sending it to me as an abusive tactic. I block them.
Is that bad that we have the footage?
Can I close my eyes a little bit? Can I watch it like I watch Saw
I think, wait. Why don't you close your eyes completely, and then just by the audience reaction, try to picture what it is.
Okay, you tell me if this was as bad as 50 Cent, okay?
Okay, here we go.
And his first pitch.
Here's Nikki's first pitch.
Oh, God.
Here comes the windup and the pitch.
Do you see me? He was going, ah. Oh, I was so sad. I cried so much later on.
No, you didn't.
That
was great.
It was so bad. It was so embarrassing. But the worst part of that whole thing, the catcher that I was throwing, that I tried to throw the ball to, was the guy who lived in my apartment building. I flirted with him. I hit on him one day by offering him a dog treat in the lobby of our hotel, or of my apartment building, which I thought would be funny because I go, hey, you want a treat to my dog? And then I go, do you want a treat? And then I thought that was a good line. We had a conversation in the elevator. I then DM'd him to be like, hey, nice meeting you. Never heard back. So then I had to pitch the ball. This is my second pitch to that guy. And that one was worse, actually.
Yeah. He probably saw that pitch and he was like, the one that got away.
Literally.
Yeah, the one that, exactly.
He's like,
so wait, you have a wonderful new stand-up special on Netflix.
Yes.
You have always been...
no, HBO.
Oh, excuse me. I'm
it's
so
okay.
sorry. Let me reboot it.
I got one on Netflix too, but HBO.
Okay, good. So, so just dabble, everybody.
Go, try them all.
Try them
HBO.
all.
Yeah,
and,
good, clean film.
And the other one is in your reality shows on Peacock.
And my reality show's on Peacock, and F-Boy Island's on HBO Max.
So you got a lot of networks covered.
I got it all covered.
But your new HBO stand-up special, you have always been really open about talking about sex, especially in a way that we never get to talk about in society. But I want to ask, your parents, obviously you're close, you went and stayed with them during a pandemic.
Yeah.
How did they feel about watching a show like yours, which is very open about things that are usually behind closed doors?
They are such supportive parents, and I didn't realize that they hated it so much until they were on my reality show, and I heard, you know those like, where they do the individual interviews during reality shows and you watch them and you go, why would this person be saying this stuff? Don't they know people are gonna hear what they say? Like, my mom did that to me. She was in an interview and she was like, you know what, if she wasn't my daughter, I wouldn't go to her shows. I wouldn't be a fan. And I go, Mom, it's supposed to go, did you misspeak? If I wasn't your daughter, maybe you could stomach the stuff that she goes, no, I would hate it. If I go and I look at everyone and I go, I can't believe all these people love you. I can't believe it. That's her way of complimenting me, but I'll take it.
That's kind of... There's a sweetness somewhere in there.
She loves that people love me. It's sweet.
And what about your dad?
My dad is the sweetest, so supportive. He went to my Netflix special taping, which was a couple ago, and I kicked him out during the middle of it because it occurred to me that it might be uncomfortable for him. And it was the first time that it occurred to me. And he goes, it was the first time? And I said, yes, Dad, because I have to shut that off. If you're at a show, I would hate if I went to a show and I saw Cardi B, and she was like, listen, you guys, my dad's in the crowd tonight. I can't do WAP. I would be like, this is the wrong show I came to, so I don't hold back if my dad's there, but he did not come to this HBO special taping because he told me that oftentimes when he comes to my shows afterwards, people come up to him and treat him like he's at my funeral. They're like, are you okay, man? Like, do you want us to bring a casserole by later this week? Like, he really suffers a lot, but they are so supportive and I'm really lucky.
Second season of F-Boy Island, give a quick pitch for those who haven't seen.
Okay, the quick pitch is I have not met one person who says, everyone always says, I don't usually like reality shows, but I love this one. You don't have to like reality shows. You can be one of these people who thinks you're better than them, but you're not. This show is amazing. It's addictive. It's called A Tour de Force by Vanity Fair. And it's funny. I'm hosting it. I'm making all the things you do on your couch to make fun of these shows. I'm doing it as the host. So just give it a try, and I bet you'll be hooked. 3 episodes up now on HBO Max.
That is a pitch, everybody. Nikki Glaser. Good Clean Filth is streaming now on HBO Max. We'll be right back with more Late Night.